Finally puts your Brotherhood by Nugget Wolf. Chapter 25 Ironclad Guardian. Don't cry, kiddo. I I promised myself I always protect you. Crickets chirped sweetly as dust overshadowed the world. A mixture of dim lighting and the ever-encroaching darkness of the coming night encased the landscape. Together, the three ponies trudged up the rolling hills around them. They had been walking for an hour over the hills, hoping that the pony that was leading them to Mayton was not lying about who he was. Neil didn't trust him in the slightest. Even for the moment, he seemed very passive. Adam had his own weapon drawn, though. But after nearly an hour of watching his serious pony, it appeared he wasn't in any danger to them. But he needed to remain vigilant, because at any moment he could strike them. Yet, the pony named Wester intrigued him. The very thought of what, or who he was, stirred curiosity in his mind. So, Adam hummed, what kind of armor is that you're wearing? Power armor, Wester answered. Oh, Adam replied, puzzled by his fake answer. And how do you know Lucy? She was a part of a squad the Seahoof Coalition formed shortly after she became a Guardian. You say you were a freelancer, right? Do you still have your loyalty to the Coalition? Negative. I did hold loyalty to her, you, and my contractors. What did she do for you? You know, to get you to help us? Adam asked. Wester stopped walking, frozen in place. He stood there, looking out into the distance. Both brothers found his sudden halt odd, leaving a hoof in front of his face. Adam tried to get his attention. Shaking his head, Wester continued walking, leaving Adam without an answer. Was it something I said? Adam asked his brother. Neil shrugged. I don't know. This guy's a mystery. Coming to the top of the hill, they could see a faint halo of light reflecting off the clouds above. Just below the hill, they could see Mayton. The little town there had not changed since they had visited last time. Just like when they had first emerged from the stable, the town looked alive. It looked especially well during the earlier evening. We're here, Wester said, pointing to the town below. Huh, Neil muttered. Looks like he was leading to Mayton after all. Looking at a watch wrapped around his armored leg, he said, We should get inside the walls soon. Night is when the raiders around here like to hunt for traders and travelers. They find us. There is a low percentage will make it out alive. Neil looked around them, feeling as though something in the hills was watching them. I didn't say this around you, but I agree. Let's get down there. I'm getting a bad feeling the longer we stand out here in the open. Affirmative. Let's not waste time anymore. Driving down to the hill, they came to the roughly configured steel plate of Mayton. As they got closer to the entrance of the town, something seemed off. Large blast marks, dozens upon dozens of bullet holes were spread out along it. Like the first time they had come to the town, the gate was closed. Trotting down the hill, they came to the roughly configured steel plate of Mayton. As they got closer to the entrance of town, something seemed off. Large blast marks, dozens upon dozens of bullet holes were spraying out all along it. Like the first time they had came to town, the gate was closed. Wester stepped up to it, a mechanically sliding gate, and pounded on it with a single hoof. An old pony peeked over his head and inspected them closely. In a rough, grinding old voice, he called out to him. Eh? Who is it? He demanded. Wester looked down at him. It's me, Wester. Putting up to his ear, he towards Wester. Eh? Wester sighed. I said, It's me, Wester. Eh, I knew it was you, son. Only you pranced around that armor. My day, we had half of it fancy the realm of armors. When we got shot at, we only had luck and skill protecting us. None of that fancy yincy. I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir, but nightfall is coming, and we really need to enter the town. Wester interjected as politely as he could. That's it, I'll do it. Just give me a moment, the old stallion said, disappearing behind the gate. In moments, the entrance to the town shrieked mechanically, sliding to the side. Once he had completely moved around open for them, banging the gate pony motioned for them on his hoof to come inside. Hello again, you youngins! Dangerous folk be about with dark cubs. Wester approached and bowed his head slightly. Thank you. Ain't nothing. It's my job. Neil and Adam followed behind the armored pony into the main street of town. But something was different about the town. For the most part, everything seemed as it did when they were last there. The lights were strung across the street were illuminated. Ponies looked like they were happy. However, they noticed that around some of the building's construction, scaffolding was set up. Along with this were ponies with tools in their hooves, working on the structures through the buildings that had been damaged. Once again, screeching loudly, the gate behind them closed shut. Benny took several large metal bars and locked the gate tightly by sliding them into the grommets along the side. What happened here? Neil whispered to his brother. Adam shrugged. Maybe this is the reason Allie had to leave. You remember, right? The letter she got about something happening with Kat? Maybe. Let's see if we can find Allie. Maybe she can set some light on it. Mustard stopped them and looked at both of the brothers with his one-piece red visor. You know some pony here, correct? Neil and Adam gave him a surprised look. How did you? He pointed to the metal ear section of his helmet. I have advanced hearing. My sense of hearing is greater than that of the average pony by approximately 15%. You could have told us this sooner, Neil asked. You never asked, he responded. Neil peered at him with an irritated glare, and not responding went on, not answering to his comeback. To answer your question, though, yes, we know somebody here. Allie Tails, correct? Webster queried. Both brothers nodded in unison. Webster didn't respond immediately after hearing their answer. Instead, he took a moment to scan the town for Allie. It only took him a moment before he pointed out where she was with his large summer hooves. There, near the end of the street. What he said was true, for there, at the end of the street in the town hall, was Allie talking with an older stallion. Looked like he might be in his late 50s. Webster took the folded rifle on his back and expected the ammunition cartridge. I'll take it you'll be sheltering with her for tonight. Neil nodded at him. Yeah, and what about you? What do you plan on staying? Pointing the cartridge back at the gun, he folded the weapon in half once before swiftly returning to his back. I don't sleep much. The armor pony's response at first puzzled the two brothers. Then again, most of the things about him did. After all, their time out in the wastes never found a pony like him. I'm going to need to reply myself. After rescuing you two, I found I am low on ammunition and supplies. He added, turning his gaze to Isaac's general goods stores. Returning to them, he pointed to Ellie at the end of the street. Please, get yourself settled. I'll rendezvous with you at her living quarters in an hour. Takes you an hour to get gun ammo? Neil questioned. No, he replied. Takes me an hour to restock and repair. Trot off towards the general goods store. I'll return in an hour. We'll discuss your plans when we engage in conversation once more. With that, he left them in the middle of the dusty street of Mayton. They both blinked. What had just happened? Did that pony just relay plans to them and leave? This didn't help them at all learn more about the pony in the slightest. Then again, it did feel good to be Mayton again. And to some degree, that compensated for the irritation the stallion caused him. Neil made his way down the street towards Allie, who, with her back toward them, hadn't noticed their arrival. Each step made Neil's heart beat faster and faster, with the addition of his stomach feeling off sweat built up in his brow. Taking calming breaths, Neil tried to calm himself. Adam noticed his brother's nervous behavior. Brother, are you okay? You're acting kind of odd. What? No. I'm not acting weird. No. It's just that we haven't seen each other in a while, and, well, what if he doesn't like me anymore? Or what if he forgot about us? Or, Brother, Adam chanted sternly. You're just freaking out. Calm down. Tugging a deep breath, Neil sighed. You're right. I could do this. I fought armies, con ponies, and raiders to get this far. Talking to a filly eye is a walk in the park. As he approached her, he stopped, white muzzle blushing brightly. Bark! He finished. He was terrified. With a few confident nudges from his brother, he coughed. Clearing his throat, the blushing around his muzzle didn't seem to fade. He muttered nervously behind her. Hi, Allie. The pony with whom she was talking to her legs there behind her. Miss Allie? I think some pony wanted to speak to you. So he turned around swiftly, sending Neo into a petrified state. The very moment his eyes looked upon her, he stood completely still. Staring at her, Neo mustered his courage and rubbed one of his forelegs silently. Hey? Her eyes started to water. She started to cry. Neo was confused by this. Allie? Did I do something wrong? Before he could finish, she danced up to him and hugged him tightly, a few small tears rolling down her soft brown cheeks. No, you're fine, she cried, hugging him. Red color around his muzzle intensified. Why are you crying? Because you're okay, and you came back. She released him and took a few steps back from him, trying as hard as she could to stop crying. He chuckled slightly, wiping away some of the tears from her cheeks. I'm sorry. I just lost control of myself for a moment. Adam noticed the older stallion behind her. Did we come at a bad time? He asked. Simply slightly, she shook her head. No, not at all. I was just talking to the mayor. We were almost done when I discussed about the repairs being made to town. The mayor stepped up to the two brothers, with a friendly smile on his face, shaking both their hands. He said, I'm Mayor Timberlake. Nice to meet you two. Miss Dales here has told me a lot about you two. Neil blushed again. Really? Twisting his gray mustache, the mayor smiled just as warmly. Why, sir, she said that someday you'd come back to our little town. I'm glad she wasn't wrong. I know she said you had to come back when we were fixing up the place. Al glanced at the scaffolding that covered the fronts of certain buildings around them. Why are you repairing the buildings anyway? Allie patted the back of the gray mare. Not too long ago, a massive group of raiders came through and attacked the town. That was the reason Cat sent me a letter asking me to come back. Several of the buildings got hit by bombs they lost over the walls. They managed to fight out the raiders before I got back. But Cat broke her leg in the attack. I had to support her for a bit while she recovered. Rubbing the back of his silver mane, the mayor continued. We were just cleaning up this mess the blasted raiders made. Good news is, thanks to Miss Tails here, we're almost done picking the town up. Butler smiled. However, Neil was the next to speak. It's great to hear everything turn out okay. I can tell you guys are going to get this place picked up and back to the way it was in no time. Yep, Mayor signed merrily. So, since we covered the dates, we're going to take down the scaffolding. I'll be off to inform the other plumbers working. I gave him a happy smile. You don't mind if I catch up with them, do you? It's been a while, and the mayor waved his hoof in the air while shaking his hair. No, miss, I believe that should be it for tonight. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, she replied. Before he went on his way, he wished them all a good night, trying off to the other ponies at the scaffolding, and left them alone in the Wells Street and Equestria Maintenance. Allie turned her attention to the two brothers. So, well, you've been up... She paused for a moment, for something caught her eye. Cocking her head to the side, she realized that both their duster collars were bare, neither one of them wearing a badge to Celestia. What happened to your badges? Both brothers looked down at their collars in great embarrassment. That's sort of a long story. Want to come over? It's getting late, and Cat's fixing up supper as we speak. The loud grumble of empty stomachs shortly followed after the word food was mentioned to the brothers. What's he making tonight? She saw him a playful smirk. We're having meat stew tonight. Not just any meat stew, Brahmin meat stew. Neil and Alice's mouths watered. It was Neil's mouth, though, that was practically flooding in the area around him at the mere mentioning of the soup she spoke of. If we get there now, you guys can clean up and we'll catch up, okay? Despite Neil's craving for food, the thought of sharing a meal again with her melted his heart. Sure, lead the way. Adam rolled his eyes at the way his brother acted. Only he would act that way when in the presence of a pretty mare, especially one around that liked him. So, together, the three of them strolled off to their home, where the promises of food and safe shelter abound. Fueled by these feelings, they cheerfully went to her home, finally ready to rest after a long trip. Allie nodded, listening to both brothers telling her about the many adventures they had prior to their arrival in Mayton. From the train to the mech duel, all the way back to Stable 43, and the war they fought at Arcannon. The ponies they met and the ones that didn't make it. Every small detail they could fit in was included. Along with their tale, Cat would serve them hot tin bowls of savory brown meat stew. Wow. Come to think of it, I know I've been only at this adventure for a month, but think about all the things we have had seen the characters go through. Oh my god. I could... It's only been 26 chapters. Can you believe that? Neil didn't spare any time eating his food. Every chance he had, he took another gulp of the soup before quickly returning to their story. Newt, a small village that lived with them, a few pieces of brightly colored chalk, which he would use to draw cute pictures of ponies dancing on the walls. Serving Neo's fifth bowl of soup, Cat gave him a concerned look. Kid, if you keep eating like that, you're gonna puke out all that good food. Even Adam noticed this, and while it did concern him as well, his brother had done this time after he came to Allie's house. Also took into account if he did, in fact, expel the food, he would quickly learn his lesson. Yet he felt his brother's sake he needed to be at least informed of the dangerous rate he was eating the food. Chuckling uneasily, Al said, Brother, you need to slow down. Like Cat said, you lose the only food you've eaten all day. Neo ceased his quick eating and blinked down. Taking the last used gulp of soup, he placed down the bowl onto the table. Grinning with embarrassment, Neo rubbed the back of his neck. I'm sorry. It's just really good soup. Cat stirred the savory broth in a large steaming pot in the old war stove. I'm just glad you like it. Just be sure to tip me before you leave. I won't have to cast to buy the rest of us something to eat. Allie and Alan chuckled. It's not my fault I have to be hungry. We can thank the universe for making me starve. Neo pleaded jokingly in his defense. After things had started to calm down, Alan continued on with her story. Anyway, that's what we've been doing. Right after that pony named Wester found us outside that junkyard, we came here. The rest is pretty much clear from there. Allie leaned forward, pointing her mouth to her mouth with the thought. So, you guys went through all of that? Wow, that's quite a bit, didn't I? I'm just happy we were able to make it out of that alive. It's a lot of stuff to take in for one day, Neil said. Allie nodded, agreeing with him. It is a lot. When I heard about what was happening in Arcan, I was terrified. I thought something might have happened. Hey, it's all right, Neil reassured her, pressing a hoof on her shoulder. We're fine. Thanks to luck and that Wester guy, we're still in one piece. Neil puts his cup back and glanced at Allie slightly unsure. I have a quick question, though. What happened to Lavender after the bunker? She smiled hopefully at him, giving him a reassuring aura. We found her at home with one of our neighbors. She still saw her off since that night, but she showed no signs of recovery. I'm still a little chiller about everything that happened that night. I'm just glad to see her happy. Neil smiled. I'm glad for her. Yeah, she's a nice filly, and she deserves more, Adam commented. Though as Neil sat there, he felt he didn't need to hold on to that thought of the bunker, of Lou. It still haunted him. Rather than keep the feelings fresh in his mind, he moved on. He had to. Adam also had to move on, before old memories blurred his concentration. By the way, Adam added, who was that pony anyway? You know, Wester. Allie contemplated this question for a moment. I don't know much about him. He only passes through here every other week. Usually it's just to drink water and resupply. I know him and Lucy are close, but other than that, I don't know much about him. Kat took the soup off the stove and sat down on the dusty metal counter next to her. Picking up an old carving knife, she held it close to her face, inspecting it menacingly. Some say he's an alicorn who used to be normal before the war. Then once his taste set in, he wore some freelancing gear he found and became a soulless cyborg. Now, he roams the waste, looking for other ponies to steal their souls to become beautiful once more. All of the ponies in the room, including Newt, looked at Cat in complete bewilderment. Shrugging, she returned to her pot, smirking. That's just a story I heard from some ponies down in the bar. You know, the drunken stupid type. Just as she had finished, a loud knock could be heard from coming from the door. Cat placed the knife back on the counter and wiped her hose on an old washcloth before rushing over to the door. I'm coming! To her surprise, the pony who knocked was Wester. Standing there in the doorway, the armored pony bowed respectfully. Good evening, ma'am. Do you mind if I come in? Cat was slightly baffled by his sudden arrival. In fact, this was the first time she had actually met him face to face. From up close, he was slightly intimidating with his thick, battle-worn armor. I hope I'm not intruding, ma'am. My main objective is to protect two brothers. A small blue one and a white one. Are they here? Yeah, they're here. Go on in, she stammered. He bowed slightly once more, thanking her. Trying on inside the building, pulled off a huge folded sniper rifle from his back in his saddlebags. May I put things down here? He asked politely. Cat nodded gently as he continued to peer out curiously. Yeah, sure thing. Placing his things down in the corner of the room, tried heavily over to the table where Allie and the brothers sat. Newt, the little filly, approached him with wide-eyed eyes. She tucked the corner of his duster and looked down. Are you a robot? She asked. With his reflective red visor looking down at her, he replied, Yeah, no, kiddo, I'm Lester. Ooh, she cooed, unless he understood who or what that was. Sitting on his haunches, he gazed at the trio at the table silently. Everybody in the room had their eyes fixed on the stallion. Scanning the ponies around him, he asked, Did I say something? Everybody in the room shook their heads and returned to what they were doing. No, not at all, Allie answered him. Very well. What was it you three were talking about? Lester asked. Al had forgotten what they were talking about before mentioning Lester. Then the thought of their destination spawned in her mind. Well, we were going to talk about where we were heading. Yeah, where are you two headed? Allie queried. Neil pulled up his Pip-Buck map and found a location marked on his map by cool blue, showing it to the points around the table. He pointed to the small orange glowing blip on the small screen of his personal Pip-Buck. We're heading to Silvermane Tower. Lester cocked his head slightly at him. Silvermane Tower. Is that our destination? The last question surprised Neo. What do you mean by our destination? My objective is to protect you. So you're coming with us? Affirmative. But I thought you just needed to help us get to Maton, not follow us around the wasteland. How long do you intend on following us? Until your objective is complete. Both brothers were taken aback by what he said. For now, not only did they still have to get to Silvermane, they also had him coming with them. Neo sighed, feeling like nothing they could say or do would not change his mind in the slightest. Even if we order you to stay here, you'll still follow us. Affirmative. Neo lowered his head, flattened his ears, murmuring miserably, I thought so. You know, added lightly, the repair's almost done. Cat's pretty much healed up. So, I could always, Cat gave her a puzzling look. You gonna leave? Again? She shook her head, pulsing with embarrassment. That is, if you still need me here, Cat. Because I won't leave you can't do well on your own. She just smiled at Allie and came to her side. Nuzzling her softly in the forelegs, she said, You can go, you big dummy. Just this time, before you do, please say goodbye. You got such a rest last time. Allie's eyes grew wide as she leaped from her chair and hugged Cat tightly with excitement. Oh, thank you, Cat. Thank you. I'm so happy I could. Her son realized hastily, with shivered joy, but let her friend go. Just for taking her seat again. Sorry, just got a little carried away for there for a second. Just remember to say goodbye, okay? Allie nodded at Cat, yawned before responding. Forget that. I'm not to sleep, you guys. You can stay up however long you want. Did this go? I'm out. As she made her way to her bedroom door, another knock echoed from the door. Slightly irritated, Cat frowned and made her way to the door to answer it. Allie stood up. I can get it if you want. No, Cat said before opening the door. I'll get it. Opening the door, she plainly addressed the pony at the door. Hello? With her whole phrase, as though she was going to knock on her time, Lucy blinked at the cat. The gray Pegasus stood there for a moment, before lowering her hoof. She had a large white bandage around her left wing, which was supported by a metal spread between her wrappings. Using one hoof, Lucy made gestures to help describe what she was looking for. Yeah, my friend came through here. Big fella, covered in armor. You seen him? She nodded and stepped aside for him. Yeah, I have. Come on in. Lucy tipped her hand toward her. Met the pass. Coming inside the house with a slight swagger of step, she paused only for a moment, looking at the ponies gathered around the table. Cat shut the door with her head hung low. She tiredly shuffled her way around to her room. Everyone in the room looked at who the new visitor was, and, to their surprise, it was Lucy. It was slightly puzzling as to why she had readily wrapped the bandages around her wing, but then again, they were happy to see her. Neil especially felt an uplifting sensation to see their old friend again, even as he had been a complete nuisance in the past. That's all the visitors I can handle for one day. I'll have to see you tomorrow morning, she mumbled. Once Cat was gone, Adam got up from his chair and hugged Lucy. At first, she was taken aback by the sudden act of kindness. Though, after a moment, she took one of her own hooves and returned to Chester warmly. "We missed you, Lucy," Alice said, hugging her. "Yeah, I missed you kids too. Though, seeing as you're still here, that must mean that Neil didn't do something stupid to screw you over." Neil sighed, lowering his head again. "I missed you too, Lucy." I'll let her go, and noticed the bandages on her wing. Cocking his head curiously, he asked, "Lucy, what happened to your wing?" "Yeah," Neil added. "That's a pretty thick bandage you got there." Glancing at her wing for a moment, she rolled her eyes. "Fucking bears. I swear, some of those fuckers are willing to wait days for me to fly back, just to shoot at me. Well, they got me. Pretty good, too. Just got back from the clinic. The doc did her thing, and I walked off." "Do you want to sit down then? I can always get another seat," Allie offered. Lucy shook her head. "Nah, I'm a big pony. I can take the pain." "Then come on in," Allie invited her. "Join us. We're discussing our plans for tomorrow." Around the table, all the ponies in the room conversed. Lucy explained how, in detail, the Raiders were dire and how it limited her flying. The brothers also covered their destination, telling them how Silvermane was the best chance of finding their mother. Lucy nodded, with shut her eyes thinking about their planned actions. "Well, you kids sure have a goal. Like last time working on it. Sorry you kids had to go through that. I should have checked to make sure 100% your mother was there. I'm also sorry about Wester kind of latching onto you guys so suddenly. I don't trust Neo's judgment completely. Plus, out there, you need the extra muscle. We got along just fine without him before, and we could probably keep going without him," Neo said, looking at the armor steadily. "Too late, kid. You're saddled with him till you find your mom. Deal with it." "If I may," Lester added, "you were outnumbered in the scrapyard. You had a roughly 24% chance of surviving. If I hadn't intervened, you two might have been killed." Lucy patted her armored friend on the back heartily. All the while, she tried to mask the fact she didn't know what he was talking about. "Yeah, see? He helped you with that thing in the scrapyard. You need him." Before either brother could speak, Lucy continued. "Also, just so happens that Wester here knows us the fastest route to Silvermane. Don't you, Wester?" "That's correct," he replied. Neil lay back in his chair, pondering what she just said. In his mind, he debated whether or not having Wester around would help them. If what Lucy said was true, there's no doubt that it would make the overall trip faster, easier, and safer for all of them. Neil sighed. With a hint of stubbornness in his voice, he said, "Fine, I guess he could come." She does down before him playfully. "See? Do he be useful? And with me and him by your side, you'll find your mom in no time." Neil's eyes shot open. Leaping in shock, he sighed. What do you mean you're coming too?" So he played down. "Well, if isn't it obvious? If you're gonna find your mom, you'll need a crew of skilled badasses, like myself and Wester here." Neil was left speechless. He knew what would happen if he disagreed with her. He didn't, in any way, wanted to feel the non-stop pain of his head being beaten by the crazy paces. Pointing to her wings, he said, "And with my wing out commission, I won't get any assignments. Won't that be fun? It'll be like the good old days." Neil slumped down in his seat. Sighing heavily, he raised a hoof up, cheering her rather low and saddening tone. "Yay." "Cheer up, brother," Al said, poking his brother. "It won't be that bad. Allie's coming, and with them on our side, we don't have to worry about gangs or ghouls overwhelming us." Al's words did make him feel better about the situation, especially now that Allie was coming. "Listen to Adam, Mr. Grumpy Pants. It won't be that bad." She sought Neo's selfless smirk. "Besides, I won't be too rough along the trip. Well, for most of it anyway." "If that's decided on, what do we plan to do tomorrow? What's that about?" Allie asked. Buster walked over to his bags and pulled out an old folded stained map. Placing his leather map on the table, he unfolded it and placed the end of the armor hoof on Mason. "We'll get supplies tomorrow and leave early. You'll need enough food and water to last us a few days while we travel." Slade set up and map out to Silvermane, which is located north of Mayton. "We'll travel to hillside country north of here, keeping to the lowest hills of here. Not only do they give us better protection, but they'll make the trip easier for us. With that, We can gain better speed and cover more ground. If all goes well, we should be there before midday. Neo yawned Yazi. Yeah, well, if we're going to have to get up early, might as well call it a night. I second that thought, Adam agreed. My brother and I have had a pretty long day, and a good night's rest sounds really nice right about now. All right, Lucy said. I'll probably head on over to the inn then. They fixed up the place for the most part. Lucy and Lester got up from the table. Together, they made their way to the door. Just before they left, Lucy turned back to the group inside. Sleep tight, fellas. Lester nodded. I'll be outside, waiting for dawn. If you should need me, I'll be out on the ports. It was very strange how he didn't need to sleep. Though, as the two ponies left, closing the door behind them, the very last few ponies got up from the table. I found you an old mattress you could sleep on, Neo, Allie said, pointing to the spare room. When you were gone, I remember how you slept on the floor last time. I found that extra mattress, so other ponies didn't need to sleep on the floor. Neo chuckled nervously. Thanks. That means a lot. She smiled at him. Well, see you two tomorrow. We got a long trip ahead of us. Yeah, Neo cooed softly. Leslie brightly. See you tomorrow. She went up to her room. Adam stared upstairs at the spare room of Allie's home. Adam rolled his eyes at his brother in the middle stairs. Why you get all loopy like that when you're with her? I don't know, he replied, falling upstairs. I just can't control myself. Well, I just hope you don't have one of those dreams when you're talking in your sleep when she's with you. Hey, that was once when I was 17, and that man was not okay. Whatever you say, brother. Adam chuckled, going into the spare room. Together, they went into the room, where the actress Allie mentioned was. Along the single-point bed that was there, they finally had a good bed both of them could sleep on. Humping your beds, they relaxed and lay down. For once they could sleep. Free from worry or harm, all around them the metal walls gave off a protective feeling of security, along with the warm, dry air. It invited them to rest. Sleep this time wouldn't be finally interrupted by war, raiders, or soldiers. And they were very happy that at last they could finally sleep. It was dark in Lucy's small room. The springs in her mattress creaked while she constantly twisted and turned in her suite. Sweat ran down her brow and neck as she grunted loudly. It was almost as if she was in pain, placed her forehead on her chest, tears running down her eyes. All the while, the few things that did come up from her mouth were low whispers to the name, Lester. Her eyes sought open as she sat up screaming, Lester, get up! Scanning the room quickly, she sat there in the dusty seat, panting and sweating. Placing a hoof to her chest, she inspected her breast to see if the pain was still there. Sighing with relief, she wiped her brow. Looking to the side of her base, she buried her face in her hoofs. Why is it I still have those streaks when I'm around her? She muttered softly. Moving off the bed, she went to her bags. Taking a canteen from her bag, she took several gulps of cool water inside. Was this a good idea? She thought. Putting the canteen down, she moved over to the warped glass window of her room. From the window, she could see a section of scaffolding blocking half of her view. The other half, however, gave her a clear view of the main street of the town. All the lights were out, and the town was silent. Only the dim moonlight that broke through the cloud cover illuminated the street below. Across the end was Allie's home, and there, on the porch, was Lester. Sitting intently on the porch in the dark, looking down at an old necklace. The necklace in question was seen to be a locket of some sort. From her current position, it was difficult to tell what kind of metal it was. Staring down at the pony below, she thought hard about him. Lester, why did you have to leave those letters with me? Why, Lester? Why? You know that when I'm around, it's hard for me to sleep. Should I read them? Maybe it'll help me rest. No, but then I'll just have the dreams again. When we were together. If I took a look, just one look, would it hurt? Would I remember? The more she thought about the matter, the more she became conflicted, until, sighing heavily, she went over to her duster and throwing it on her body. She quickly took her for door. Quietly, she left her room, taking the slightest possible steps she could around the down hallway, down the stairs at the inn. It was completely dark, with only the dim light from the shut windows providing light glimmer of its illumination. Carefully, she opened the door to the inn, stepping outside into the cool nighttime air. She began to make her way to Allie's home. Across the street, she trotted over to Allie's front door. Next to it, Buster just sat there looking down on the locket. He didn't seem to notice her, and even if he did, she couldn't tell. The helmet he wore hid any inclinations that he was aware of her presence. Coming up to him, she found it first hard to speak. Lister, He looked up to her, the light from the broken clouds reflecting off his red visor. Yes, he replied. Do you remember anything about that locket? Quickly returning his gaze to the locket, he shook his head. No. Should I? Tears started to build up in her eyes. No. Lucky, you're crying. Did something happen? Yes, certainly. No, she said, wiping it away. The water built up in her eyes with her sleeve. I'm just having a rough night, that's all. Is there anything you need then? Anything I can get for you? I just need to go to Allie's house for a moment. I forgot something in there. He looked at the door and returned to her. Very well. Lucky, just call for me if you need anything, okay? She nodded, feeling tears built up in her eyes again. Okay, she whimpered, going to the door. Lester watched her go inside and, without responding, went back to looking at his locket. Lucy entered the building. It was dark inside the house. Taking light steps, she made her way to where Lester's gear was. In the corner room sat a saddlebag, along with his foldable sniper. Pulling a small flashlight out of the bag, she turned it on. Holding it under her mouth, she used the light to help her search through his bags. Inside was the basic supplies found on any survivor. Water, food, bullets, the tools needed to clear or repair weapons. Though in a smaller leather bag, she found a small pile of letters, which, along with some old worn photos, were tied together with a thin piece of twine. Taking the letters, she went over to the table and sat down. Undoing the knot, the twine made to hold the letters together. She laid them all flat on the table. First, she hesitated to look at them. Though finding the confidence to look, she took the first letter and looked at it. Just as she unfolded the paper, a faint whisper caught her off guard. Lucy, what the hell are you doing in here? The voice asked. She shut up, spun around quickly to see who spoke to her. Feeling her heart pound fiercely, she sat down and seeing that it was Neil responded to her. Jeez, Neil, you fucking scared the living shit out of me. She whispered, laying a hoof on her chest. Neil came down the stairs and rubbed his eyes tiredly. Sorry, but I was thirsty, so I came down for a drink. I didn't expect you to be here. Well, I'm here, so get over it. Just get your stupid drink and leave me be. Lucy, Neil whispered, what's with all those letters? None of your fucking business, that's what they are! He frowned at her. Fine. Don't have to be an ass about it. Let me order his sink. He took a glass and filled it. Lucy felt wrong inside her heart and stopped. She said in a more positive tone she could muster. Look, I'm sorry. It's just, these letters are important to me. Who are they from, if you don't mind me asking? Neil replied. She sighed. Sit down. A glass of water and huff. He took a seat at the table. Turning on his pit-buck lamp, helped her see in the dark room. She took the first letter. Ahoy held her host and began to tear up once more. Neil? She whispered mournfully. Yeah? Could you read to me? I can't do it. He found the request odd. Taking the letter from her, he read quietly aloud. Dear Lucky, it's been a few weeks since our trip to Ironstead. I know we've been through a lot since our first meeting, but it's hard to write these. Look at me. I'm no good with words. What I'm trying to say is that, kiddo, I'm happy to have met you. You're such a great little kid. Before I met you, I was a junkie, a wanderer, a hopeless wreck of a stallion. All I had to live for was to see if I could get a good meal tomorrow. Now I have something to keep going for. I have you. You're the only true friend I ever had. If you're reading this, though, I'm probably dead. If I'm not, then I'll probably look like an idiot when you do read this. But I can't tip you reading this. It sounds really sad and stuff, but if I'm dead, then I'll be. But if I'm not, please slap me. Because I really need to start thinking more positively about this. It's just, It bothers me every moment we're together. I feel like any other day I could be gone. You'd be left all alone in this cruel world. I now know I can't stop writing, even if it's sappy, because I want you to know I care for you, even if I haven't shown a lot of love recently. Kiddo, just know I care. Lucy gave Nia the next letter to read. Clipped together was a photograph. The photo was of a pony with a scraggly mane and long coat. He had a certain happy irony about him, even if it was just a photograph. Dear Lucky, this is the first time I used my magic in years. It's hurt. I thought I would never use it again. But when that hellhound came for you, I had no choice. My sidearm couldn't do jack against that thing. But after it was gone, you came to me and helped me get better. Such a good kid. I'm so sorry for what this new Legion group has done to your family. You deserve better than this hellhole. I just hope I can keep you safe. Kiddo, if I'm still not dead by the time you read this, don't tell me you read it. You know I'm not good with words, kiddo. Let's just say I wanted to say thank you. Because when that hellhound's heart says, I was thinking, what could I have done if you weren't around? What would I do if I killed it? Just be happy I did it? When you read this, just know I'm trying to say thanks for being there for me to help move on. Lester. Neil took another letter, read it aloud to Lucy. Dear Lucky, God touched the blood today. Damn raiders. Had to use my magic again. But this time the mutation is killing me. The more I use this magic, the more my senses become blurred and uncoordinated. I'm not sure if it's going to get worse or not. Right now my chest hurts. Hopefully you get better. You can't stop now. Not when we're getting closer to Ironstead. Just know that even if I'm ill, I'll keep going. For you. You'll get to your uncle and you'll be safe. This I swear. Although, to prepare you for the wasteland, I plan on teaching you some skills. Sneaking, tracking, and combat. I pray you won't have to use the last one. The last thing you need is to kill at your age. I'm hoping you never put in a situation where you need to kill. But it's still a skill you need. If you can't defend yourself then, what's the point of all the other skills? Tomorrow, when we stop for the night, I'll show you how to make a pie. That's an important skill, right? I found some stuff to make one. Not a very nice one, but a pie nonetheless. Oh, and when we learn to cook meat, we can make steaks later. I just wish there was some way that I could record my voice. That would make things easier. Wester. Before Neil could pick up the next letter, Lucy stopped him. Tears gently rolled down her cheeks. Picking up the next two letters from the piles, he gave them to Neo. Read these two, please. Obeying her, he took the first of the two letters and read it to her. Dear Lucky, we're so close now. Steel Main City's so close now. There, and it's Sarah's Ironstead. Maybe your uncle can help me. He is a scientist after all. I want to see you grow up. I know that in Ironstead you'll grow up to be a strong, confident mare. Be sure to invite me to your wedding when you find a stallion, okay? I also gotta make sure he's not a derp. Not with the eyes, mind, but, you know, like that. Oh, never mind. Let's remember that, okay, kiddo? Yesterday, you know when I was behind that building and ate some bad meat? Well, I lied. It was blood. Every moment I can feel that stupid mutation fester in my head. It's like a drill slowly screwing into my mind. I'm losing my memory in some places. Can't remember my mother or father, or where I came from. I do not know yet what will happen to me. Hopefully we can die instead soon. Before, I don't want to think what might happen. Wester. Neo took the last letter and read it. Dear Lucky, I'm sorry. I don't know if I can make it. I can't sleep anymore. The pain hurts so badly. This last time I used my magic outside the city in that store. It drained me. I know it's a scary world. I know how hard it must be for a little filly to lose so much. Her brothers, her family, friends, and now, me. I'm so sorry, kiddo. It warms your heart to see you sleeping next to me, so peacefully. You're so hopeful and spirited. Old Wester is just... No, I can't say that. I need to keep going. I need to. For her. I need to protect her. I'm slowly losing myself. Not sure how long I have left. I just can't believe this would happen to me right when we're so close to the end of our journey. Please, if I can't go on, make it to the end. Finish the trip. Live your life. Please. For me. If I die, don't cry, kiddo. Please don't. Just know I'll always love you. You're my greatest friend. I need to protect you with every ounce of my life I possess until the end. Don't forget me, kiddo. Don't forget what we've done. I love you. Lester. Neil put down the letter. A grim look spread across his face. Slowly, he turned his gaze towards Lucy, who, with her hat resting on the table, was sobbing softly. A hue of confusion befell Neo. While it was sad to see Lucy acting the way she was, it was so confusing. Just, who was Wester? What did the two of them have together? Lucy, Neo said, trying to comfort her. Who is Wester? She didn't answer. Lucy, please, he persisted calmly. At first, it looked like she was trying to speak. Only after a few moments, she decided to tell him. When I lost my family during the first purge of the Legion, I was scared, alone. The only family I had left was my uncle, and he lived in Ironstand, all the way on the other side of the province. And that was just too far for a little filly like me. She coughed lightly a few times, then continued. It was not even a day into my trip. It rained, and every creature was after me. I hid inside the old ruins of a building, and I cried. I was so frightened. They they were everywhere. I thought I was going to die. Then I heard him, humming, singing. It was Wester. He found me. At the time, he was normal. He was scraggly and dusty, with his dim red-colored coat. His eyes, though, were the most comforting part about him. I told him my uncle was a scientist, and he helped ponies feel better. It wasn't until later into our trip I found out he had a deadly mutation. When he used magic, it was strong, but it killed him. We traveled and traveled. We laughed. It was always so silly. She chuckled slightly with tears rolling down her cheeks. I remember a time when he would put sticks on his head and pretend to be a monster on Nightmare Night. He'd chase me, and I'd be the little hero that would save ponies from him. In the end, we laughed. He took me in. I felt safe with him. Wiping away some of the tears, she went on. He taught me how to survive, what to use as medicine, how to fight, and even how to bake. His baking wasn't that good either, but we still had fun trying. Lucy reached for her pocket inside her duster, and she pulled out a small combat knife. It had an oak hilt with a dull silver lining along the grip. This was the knife he gave me. It was the first weapon he gave me to use on my own. Though she was still crying, she laughed softly. I can remember when he taught me how to use a gun. He said to me, Now, kiddo, don't you shoot that can. No, not me. No, not a nice old bear either. No, Lucky, she isn't a zombie. Though to be fair, she does look like one. She held the knife close to her. Those days are gone, though. He'll never remember any of it. Why, Lucy? Neo asked, taken aback by her story. Putting the knife back inside her duster, she moved to a window and looked outside. From there, they both could see Wester sitting on the porch, looking down at a Lochner in the darkness of the night. That armor he wears, it's my uncle's. When mutation became too hard to bear, it risked killing him. The armor keeps him alive, along with some other robotic functions. For the most part, he's the same, not as lighthearted as he once was, but the same. His heart is still there. Resting her head on the window, she cried softly. One side effect of his temperament was memory loss. He knows his name, some of his skills, but everything we did, those moments that we shared together, they're all gone. Neo felt empty inside. After hearing her story, he felt devastated. That locket has a picture he took of me and him. Sometimes I like to think those memories are still there, and you can feel them. That's probably why he stares at it. Lucy, Neo whispered, resting a hoof on her back. I'm sorry. I just thought he was... What? Lucy asked. Well, he found it hard to respond to her. To some random pony in armor. He isn't. He's my friend. And even though he can take care of himself, I had to protect him now. I want to come with you, not just because my wing is fucked up. I want to be with him. I care about him, and I don't want him to go. Io smiled, taking the sleeve of his duster, wiped away some of her extra tears. If he means that much to you. She looked down with eyes still watery. Thanks, kid. Thanks. As he laughed, he shuffled. Just don't tell any pony that I cried like a bitch, okay? If you do, I'll suck you. Neil chuckled quietly. Don't worry, my lips are sealed. Good, let's get back to sleep. It's just the letters he wrote. Help me relax. Yeah, get some sleep, Lucy. Neil agreed, patting her on her shoulder. Going back to the table, she took the letters and bundled them together. Neo, though, started back up to the stairs to Allie's spare room where his brother was. Already the door to the room, he quickly got back onto the mattress and went back to sleep. Adam rolled on his side, was back facing his brother, eyes wide awake, instead of a few tears laying there, as the whole conversation rolled around in his mind. Tiny dust devils twisted across the dusty road that led to the town. A few work ponies were outside in the cool, early morning, removing some of the building scaffolding along one building. Lester was outside of Allie's home, rifle and bags on his back, and a tiny ticking watch on his foreleg. Looking down at the watch, he glanced at the time with Lucy, strolling up to him in the end, yawning. By his side, she rubbed her eyes, tired. Ugh. Hey, Lester, where's the rest of the crib? She yawned. Turned his gaze to Allie's two-story metal home.
They got up a few minutes ago. Allie says you would be out in a minute. Since that statement has been nearly 3 minutes and 47 seconds past that time.
Lester, Lucy said, nudging him. It's a figure of speech. It means he'll be out in a while.
Really?
Yeah. Police don't have fancy timers like you do.
He purred and thought, figure of speech. Note it and log.
The door to Allie's home opened up, and one by one, each pony came struggling shifting out. While most of them seemed tired, it was Neo who looked most tired. Even his head low, he moved on inside. Lucy gave the all worried look. You guys look like death. What happened? Did you secretly get wasted or something when I left? Adam yawned and stretched his forelegs. No, it's just that I really was enjoying the rest, that's all.
Same here, Neo sighed, shaking his head, trying to wake himself up.
Wrapping Adam around his shoulder with foreleg. Lucy hurriedly said, Oh, well, you gotta have to perk up. We got a long day of walking, and more walking. So come on, cupcakes, let's move on out! Wait, Neo said. What is it? Yeah, what is it? We gotta head out. Daylight's burning. Lucy exclaimed severely. Neo pointed to the old shotgun on his back. I got no ammo for my gun, and that's something we'll need if this trip's gonna be long. Lucy let out a frustrated sigh. Fine, head over to Isaac's. He has some ammo. Tell him I'll shock him one if he doesn't give it up, okay? Sure, Neil said, dismissing the Pegasus with a wave of his hoof. I'll come with him, Allie added. Maybe I can fix Isaac to give him a discount. As both Allie and Neo went off to Isaac's shop, Lucy called back to him. Don't take too long, you two. She buzzed faintly over, hopping to Neo's side. Lucy shook her head, chuckled. I teased them. Hopefully we can get out of here at 10.
We should still be within the range of the departure time. I'm more concerned about the fatigue of the blue one over there.
Lester said, pointing to Adam, who was resting on the porch. Heh, Lucy laughed. Adam doesn't really tire out so easily. Again, he was more rested back then. Lester hummed. Deep down inside the moment with Adam, resting there on the porch made her think back. Back to a time when Lester and she used to share little moments like this in the early mornings of days long past. Lucy twirled briefly, unsure what to say next. Lester, do you remember? Lester looked at her.
What? Do I remember what?
She didn't speak for a moment. It's nothing. A soothing low of blues with a low bass played softly at Isaac's shop. An old wagon wheel chandelier calmly hung from the ceiling above. Gray light from the windows poured inside and filled the room. Isaac was at his counter, tending to a customer, and in front of him was a yellow stallion with a blazing red mane, instead of crosshairs as a cueing mark. Isaac was a simple pony who ran a simple shop. He enjoyed business when it was around. Just about every day he would wear the same clothes, a brown leather vest edged in tan stitching, and a pair of round spectacles perched on his orange muzzle. Sliding a rifle across his counter to the stallion in front of him, he smiled. There you go, sir. Your rifle is fixed up closely. I had to replace a few of the bolts along the stock to clean up the ear parts, but it should work just fine now. Just how about that thing starts to up, okay? Taking a few casts from his bag, the stallion placed a tiny bell cast on the counter. No, thank you. I gotta protect myself when I'm out scavenging. Stupid old thing won't do me any good if it's busting. Ha! Well, ain't that too? That wonderful morning, sir. It's safe. Isaac replied cheerfully. Removing the cash from his counter, he placed them into an old cash register. Slowly pulling the lever down, a loud ka-ching filled the room. The wooden door of the shop opened, causing a small bell above it to chime sweetly. As two ponies walked inside. Just before they do, he went in through the door behind the counter, taking some old supplies to the back room of his shop. Neil held the door open for Allie as he came in through first. Nodding at him, she thanked him, causing Neil to feel warm inside. Just as she went through, he noticed something. Stepping inside himself, he peered at the other pony in the room. The stallion who he gazed turned around. It was red glare from Mark Cannon. Both he and Neil blinked at each other, only to have massive grins on their faces shortly after. Coming up to his swiftly without warning, red glare gave Neil a bone-cracking hug. Neo! He greeted him. Red glare! Neil replied, wheezing. Letting it go, he stepped back. The salty guarantee had started radiating off the two of them. So, you made it after all. You didn't run into any trouble, did you? Raiders have been real active since I got here, Red Glare said. We made it here okay. How have you been since Arcan? Good. Kind of hard getting used to the freedom. I don't have to worry about Offen's legions surrounding you every second of every day. I'm getting by doing work for town guards, scavenging here and there. What about you two? I just stopped by to get some ammo for my gun. We're about to leave the Silvermane. Hopefully, we can learn from our mothers from there. Good, good, he replied. Turning his gaze to Allie, a playful smirk befell him. Hey, Allie, what's up? I was Dio. I came here to make sure Isaac doesn't give him a hard time. Well there! Did good, son. Allie's a nice gal. Take care of her when you guys are out there. Both ponies felt slightly embarrassed by this moment. Neither of them knew what to say in response. And giving him large smiles, they tried to think of an answer. Before they could, he patted Neil on the back heartily. I like your modesty. You two parakeets safe. I gotta go out. Best hunting's on the morning. Best talking to you again. Neil smiled out. Likewise. Trying out humming a playful tune, Breakhair left the store, making the small bell above ring again. Both ponies went up to Icy's counter, pressing the small silver bell that rested on the counter's counter. They waited for the sales pony. It's good to know Red made it back okay. He talked about coming here. I'm glad he did, Neil said warmly. Allie nodded. Let's just hope he stays safe. He's a real trooper. He's been through hell and back again, bringing back souvenirs as proof of his trip. Neil chuckles lightly. Allie laughed at him, as the two stood there, merrily enjoying the moment. Isaac came to the door. A very instant his eyes caught a glimpse of Neo, they narrowed. In a low, vengeful tone, he muttered, Neo? Soaring up to the counter, he glanced at the white stallion harshly. So you're back, Yeah, looks like that, Neo said softly, looking at him uncertainly. Well, he said, slamming his toes on the countertop. You can't bar your way to my mind. No, 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 no. You see, I've been prepared for this day. The day we meet again. The two of us will meet face to face in my shop. On a quiet day, just like today, where we will... Neil went on and rolled his eyes. I feel kind of sorry. I mean, did I leave that much of an impact on him? He thought, listening to his monologue. Look, Isaac, Neil said, breaking his monologue. I'm sorry I bartered with you, and I'm sorry you've been angry about that moment ever since. But if it wouldn't be too hard, can you please help me out? He grunted, folding his toes and pointing his snout to the ceiling of Pompous Mare.
I don't think I want to help you. You interrupted my monologue. Do you know how long it took to come up with that? 3 days. Took me 3 whole days. And what I get? Interruption. I'm sorry, Isaac. Allie put her hoof up, stepping in. Looking at Neo, she spoke up. Isaac, he's come a very long way. He still has a long trip ahead of him. I know he interrupted you, but he didn't mean to offend you. Isaac looked at her. Still made me upset. Now look at me. I'm all flustered. That made me so, she added kindly. But let's work this out. If he swears deep down his heart he's sorry, will you help him? If he swears, but only if he does. He also has to apologize for cheating me out of supplies during our last encounter. What? Neo shouted. I barred you fair and square, you little boys! Allie interjected. She sighed. Listen, all you have to do is give him a sincere apology. Neo and Isaac, you just need to give him the ammo for his gun. Can you two do that? It was hard, but both points nodded in agreement. Good! Allie chirped. As sincerely as he could, Neo crossed his chest with a puff, making a small X where his heart was. I'm sorry I borrowed you with Isaac, and I'm sorry for interrupting your monologue. Isaac appeared momentarily at first. To straighten himself up, he said, Apology accepted. Taking a few casts for a salve bag, Neo placed them down on the counter. Could I have 20 rounds, please? Neo asked, trying to sound nice. Yes, you may. Pulling several shotgun shells from the bottom of the counter, laying them on the counter for Neo. Will that be all? Neo not saying another word. Taking the shells, he loaded them into his gun. The extra shells he had, placed them on the inside of saddlebags. Bidding Isaac farewell, the two ponies exited the store. Like of every customer, the doors above signaled. As the two left the store, Allie poked Neo's shoulder. Was that so bad? No. I'm happy you were there, though. If you gave me the time, I would have bartered with him the old-fashioned way. Well, Allie giggled, let's just be happy I was. We wouldn't want to make a mess of his shop. Cat and the rest of the group were outside waiting. Lucy saw the two ponies coming towards them. Smiling wildly, she asked, Did you get what you needed? Neo nodded. We're all set. Fantastic. She nodded to Wester. Let's head out. We've got a long road ahead of us. Starting off down the road, to Wester, Lucy, and Adam moved to the town smell gate. Before Allie and Neo could go, the cat rushed up to Allie, hugging her tightly. One free hug she returned to Jester. Don't go and die on me. I don't want Newt to go through that. I won't die, Cat. You won't worry too much. Cat hugged her tighter. I don't worry enough. Newt, with huge sad eyes, came silently to Allie and hugged her leg. Bang, bang, she cooed. Allie bent down to hug the feeling Jester. Bye, Newt. I'll miss you. From the town's gate, advocated for the two of them. Allie! Brother! Coming! Neo called back. Let me go, Newt. Allie waved to her two friends. Bye! See you soon! Cat had foggy, teary-up eyes. Together, Neo and Allie galloped quickly down the dusty road to the metal sliding gate into town. Newt was waving to them goodbye, as both Cat and Newt saw them go through the town gate, hiss and streak open. Together, all 5 ponies marched through the gate to the wasteland. They only walked a few feet before bending the gate door barrier closed it behind them. Once the massive metal gate closed itself, the group moved on. Just as the group moved on, an idea sprouted in Neo's mind. Guys! The group paused and looked down. Can we make a small detour? Lucy rolled her eyes. Frustrated, but slightly curious, she asked, What kind of detour? Just, something minor. It'll only take a few minutes. Al cocked his head to the side, thinking about his brother's words. He knew what he wanted to do. And Lucy sighed. Okay, lead the way, but let's make it quick. Neo mustered with a spell foreleg for the group to follow him. Building up several hills and ruined houses of the old world, he reached a huge rocky hill. Most of the group wondered what Neo was leading them to, because the only things they could see was old ruins and rocky slopes of the hill. Just a little further, Neo went until he stopped. Panting, the group looked down to where Neo was looking. Adam was at his brother's side, and he too was gazing down the hill. What the brothers were looking at was a door. An old wooden door that was stained by rust in the air, battered by the elements, but this door was special to them. For this door led them back home to the stable. It's a door? Lucy commented. Yeah, Neo muttered, thinking back a few days ago. Adam smiled at his brother, wrapped himself around his shoulder. Neo returned to Jester. So close to home.
In a way, looking at the door hurt. It reminded him of the things he missed most. Mainly, it reminded him of their mother. And just in the presence of the door made him feel that longing to be a family once more. Turning around, Neo waved his hook for the rest of the group to move on. I've seen enough. Lucy shrugged and the whole group marched off to the hills. Passing by them was the ruins of old, ancient landmarks that served as a reminder of the peaceful world that had ended. As nothing but the empty shells of the past remained, Wester led them mile after mile up to the ruined countryside. Charred, desolate trees dotted the landscape, and dyed wild grass crumbled away under their hooves. It was several miles of long walking under high and rugged terrain. Finally, looking down at his pip-bug, Adam saw the marker of cold blue had left for them to get closer to their position. Feeling a merry energy fill his chest, he bounded over to his brother. Neo smiled, feeling the same energy igniting inside him. Launching up a steep, dusty hill, they came one by one to the top. Upon reaching the top of the hill, the group could see nearly 2 miles off in the distance. However, as the group stood there peering out into the distance, the brothers' eyes grew wide as they saw before them. With a smile on her face, Lucy bowed to the awestruck brothers. Gentlecoats, welcome to Silvermane Tower! Footnote. Level up. New perk. Looks more like a puma to me. Wait. Narrator, read that perk again! Okay. Level up. New perk. Looks like a puma to me. Yes! Red versus blue reference! Woo! Continue. Thank you. You know, I get paid by the chapter for doing this. Agility increased by 1. Barter increased by 2. Footnote. Level up. New perk. Some pony want me to meet Mrs. Every turret you repair gives you additional XP.